Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you 3 ways to master your ability to attract what you want in your life. Now, I believe this video has the potential to, in a way, focus some of the intentions you have and understanding how powerful it can be to put them in a certain direction, to really get to the missing link of the thing that holds many people back, but also at the same time to give practical tools in order to do that. Now, the idea, as I have shared many times before, is that we don't necessarily always get what we want, but we will always get a reflection of who we are being. Now, who we are being has a lot to do with the momentum of what we're thinking on, of what we're focused on, and what we are physically doing in our life. Now, the first one I want to share with you has to do with understanding the power of setting an intention and then actually doing it. So many times when it comes to the law of attraction, we think that it's all about just the thinking, we think it's all about the emotion of it, and while that can be very important and powerful, the idea is that when it comes to actually physically getting something done, something that is very powerful for not only the physical action of getting something done, but something that reflects back to us a level of confidence, because as we check something off a list, as we set an intention and we actually do it, there's a certain feeling of accomplishment that comes from that. And as we accomplish something and we start to feel the endorphins of doing that, what we begin to send a message to our brain is that we are somebody that gets things done, and we are somebody that has that ability. When we say we're going to do something, we just do it. Now, this is something that's also important in understanding when it comes to what it even means to attract what we want, the ability to attract what we want. Understand that we are always creating and attracting something, but that something and what it is will depend upon our focus and what we are constantly doing. So understand we don't have to try so hard. It's just a natural byproduct of us being who we are. It's a natural byproduct of what we are putting out is what we are getting back. So that means that it's much easier to understand, because the focus then goes from us trying to us simply allowing and us simply being. Where is our focus going? Now, that's why the second way that we can master it is by understanding our focus and deciding to tailor our environment with who we prefer to be. Now, this is one of the easiest ways for you to really start to embody who you prefer, and it's one of the ways that all you simply have to do is you have to become aware of what your environment and the power it's having over you. So if you realize that when you're around certain people, you feel a certain way, the idea would be to be around people that make you feel better, or be around people that challenge you to become a better person. If you realize that when you get up every day and you have a certain routine that you do and it gets you into a certain pattern, maybe you could switch that up and start to do new things. You can start to find that when you get out of that focus and out of that environment, that allows you to have new neural networks in your brain. It allows you to think in a different way, and it gets out of that autopilot mind. Now, one of the easiest ways I apply this is I choose to always be immersing myself in audiobooks. You can find a whole bunch of audiobooks, you can listen to them, and as you do that, you are not only tailoring your outer environment, but you are tailoring and you are cultivating a very powerful inner environment. Now, they've shown before in science that when they change the environment of like a cell in a petri dish, it will change the way that it behaves. In the same way, and just like they say, we are the average of the 5 people we are around the most, think about it from an energy point of view. There is something called mirror neurons. Now, mirror neurons means that we will think similar, that the neurosynaptic connections in our brain will fire in similar ways as the people that we are around. So the thought patterns are very contagious, and when we become aware of this, the idea is to tailor your environment to people that you want to be like, because that will raise you up. You will start to literally think in a similar way, and that's why one of the most powerful ways I do it is if you don't instantly have a whole bunch of business mentors, you have books, you have audiobooks, and those can be your mentors for now, and then you can focus on physically meeting those people in the future. Now, the third one I have for you has to do with understanding something that comes with neuroscience and even the law of attraction, is that when we're in the same repetitive thinking, we will always continue to create the same repetitive things. Now, this is why the expectation we have will stay in place the more we do things we've done before. Now, the idea behind this is to get out of our own comfort zone, to get into the uncertain, to then create the opportunity for things to happen that we wouldn't expect. Because when we expect certain things to happen, we will then get a reflection based on that focus. But if we get ourselves and put ourselves in a completely new situation, or to do something we absolutely have never done before, what we do is we increase the probability of experiencing something that is outside of what we would expect. Now, this is also powerful for letting go of outcome, because if you don't have an expectation, there's not as much resistance there. So simply realize the more you challenge yourself with the kind of comfort zone you have, the more you expand your vision of your identity for the way you see yourself, for the way you are always remaining consistent to, and the more likely you are to then increase new things happening to you and the ability to get into that state of uncertainty. Certainty is powerful in certain situations, like setting an intention and getting things done, but uncertainty is also the other side of the paradox, because you then allow yourself to get into the unfamiliar territory that increases the probability of having new things happen, new opportunities, and for you to grow from the inside out. So remember, this is as easy as realizing that your ability is already there. It's simply a matter of focus, of allowing it in, of tailoring your environment. And as you begin to tailor environment, you will start to think in a new way. You'll start to find that you view yourself in a new way. From that point of view, you can simply decide to have an intention that you set every day. I recommend doing this, the first 3 things you do right when you wake up in the morning. It sets your day off in a very powerful way, and also shows yourself that you are somebody that gets things done. Finally, realize that when you get into an uncertain state, you actually increase the possibility of things happen that are outside of the normal expectations of the normal thinking. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.